So here's Kieran's Vantage guitar that he wanted me to swap out his humbuckers. He had a pair of humbuckers in there, and he wanted to try some P90s in there. So that was pretty cool with me. I'd never put P90s in a guitar before, so I thought that was pretty cool. So the first thing I had to do was take the old humbuckers out. So with my trusty soldering iron, I've desoldered the bridge pickup there. So I've desoldered the hot wire from lug 1 and the ground wire from the back of the pot. And the next thing I do is that I desolder the neck pickup from the neck pot. So that's the brown wire there. So I go on with my soldering iron and I unsolder the ground from the back of the pot, and then I unsolder the hot lead from, here I go, unsolder the hot leader from lug 1. So I've just got to hold it there with me needle nose pliers just so I don't burn myself. So this guitar's got 500k pots, and the box said that the P90s would be fine with 500k pots, so that's good. So this is the front of the guitar without the pickups in, obviously, and so Kieran wanted me to fit a new bridge, a new roller bridge as well, so I was happy to do that. So before I load the new P90s in, I've got to get them attached to the pickup rings, and if anyone's tried this before, they'll know what an absolute pain in the neck it is to do. So you've got to compress that spring and then get the screw down to where the hole is at the base of the at the pickup, and then hold it in place while you get your screwdriver and then screw it in. More often than not, the spring will just go boing and and just get away from you. It's a complete nightmare. But if you get a good technique down, once you do it a few times, then it's fairly easy, I guess. You can see that I'm fairly quick at doing it this time. It took me a while to get my technique in. Once you get a couple of turns in there, then you're good. So these are the pickups here. They're Iron Gear Alchemist 90. There's the bridge one, and there is the neck pickup. So single coils, Iron Gear. I think they're mid-range. They're not very expensive, and so once I've got the neck pickup in, this is the neck pickup here. I'm just gonna figure out how long I want that lead. I don't want all that lead because it's just gonna make a mess. It's just totally unnecessary, really. So I figured, yep, that would probably be enough. I'd be able to maneuver that lead to get the wires attached to the pot. So next step is to just to strip that cover off the wire. So that exposes the ground and the hot lead. So the hot lead is the red one, and the ground is all that thread, the metal thread. There's a white lead there as well that goes to ground. So it's a fairly basic setup. You can see in the control cavity, just next to my left hand, there's a push-pull, like a push-pull kind of switch. Originally he wanted me to try and fit some wiring to do push-pull and coil splitting, and then he decided on the P90s, so hey, I was happy with that. I've got this other wire stripper because the other one just wasn't, it was too big for those little wires. So I decided to detach the the blue wire that goes from lug 1 of the neck pot to lug 2 of the neck tone pot, just because I just wanted to clean up the lug to make it all nice, and it just makes it a hell of a lot easier to work with if you've got a nice clean lug to work with. And I cut back the lead and I retinned it and all that kind of stuff. There's my solder sucker there, so I'm just cleaning up lug 1 on the bridge pot now. So that takes away all the old excess solder, cleans up the lug so that it's just easy to work with. And so just tinning the iron there, and I'm just going to attach the hot lead to lug 1 and reattach the bridging wire from lug 1 of the bridge volume to lug 2 of the bridge tone. And then I've already got the ground soldered to the back of the pot, so I'm going to grab the white lead, and then I'm going to just get a screwdriver in there just to hold it in place, really. And I've got heaps of solder on the back of the pot, so I'm just going to press the iron against it, which will melt the solder, and press the wire from the white lead into that solder, and I just hold it there for a few seconds until the solder hardens. And then that's done. Okay, so I've strung it up, I've attached the new bridge, got a new black chrome roller bridge on it, looks pretty cool. I've set the action on it, and now I'm just setting the intonation. So off to my right off camera is a Korg pitch black tuner, which I love actually. And so I'm just hitting the 12th fret harmonic and matching that with the 12th fretted note. So obviously those notes need to match. As I was doing the G string, I decided that the slot of the G string nut was too high, could be filed a little bit. There was a little bit too much clearance over the first fret for my liking, and it was making those notes down near the net just a little bit sharp, and you know, I just thought, no, I'll just take that down a little bit. So I grabbed my my files, and I decided to just take that nut slot just down just a fraction, just to reduce that clearance between the string and the first fret. You just really got to do a little bit at a time. If you do too much, then you got to do a lot of repair work, and that's not fun. So I got that all sorted, and just looking at that nut. So the reason I've got that bridge pickup taped off, you can see, is that when I adjust the intonation, I don't want to risk scratching the new pickup, so I've got it taped off so that it's protected against any marks that might be caused by the screwdriver. So, you know, that roller bridge came already pre-adjusted, and it was fairly close, but yeah, I'm just about done, just doing a final tuning, and I'll be doing a sound test pretty soon. Here we are.